Poor little thing. Still dizzy. I wonder if that's the effect of the sedative, or maybe the fact that you haven't been well fed all these days. Maybe you thought it was a good idea to take a long nap. Let's see about that. Oh, opening your eyes already. You're not sure, are you? A little confused? A little disorientated? This reminds me of one of these days. Remember the time you came to my sanctuary? Well, I know. My military group brought you to me, but it was like you fell from the sky directly into my grip. And I took good care of you, didn't I? I know. You're still too sleepy to reply. But I have a feeling I haven't received the good amount of gratitude that I was expecting from you. And I was hoping your story here could be different. However, after all these days you've been working as my Omega, I'm still not sure where to place you. Yes, I know. You are so very anxious and so very impatient to be placed in one of the groups that it seems a little offensive, especially because I, as the Alpha, have brought you and given you too much joy. What? Are you going to deny me that serving me brought you joy? Are you going to be so rude with your mistress? Do I have to refresh your memory of how cruel your life was outside before you came to me? Before number 2 decided to be so merciful and so obedient that they brought you to me. Okay, enough talking. I think you and I have a little bit to discuss, don't you think? Well, it has come to my attention that some things have been out of the ordinary lately. You don't know what I'm talking about? Are you sure about that? Because last time I checked, when I did my night walk routine to check that everything was following the protocol, you were lost in one of the corridors when you were supposed to be sleeping safe and sound like every now. Well, maybe that's the reason why you are taking such a long nap during the day instead of being working. I mean, if you're planning on staying up late at night, it is quite understandable that you could feel tired during the day. No, I didn't say this was allowed. I said it was understandable, not that I enjoyed it, and, of course, not that I approve it. You are under my wing with the mere purpose of serving me. Unless you're planning on bringing some new distractions for my nighttime, I do not think and I do not see how your presence during the night is going to give me some valuable time or valuable things. And you have the audacity of telling me that you were trying to have a free time. Little darling, maybe you were spoiled in that sanctuary you came from. Not too spoiled though, because you didn't manage to survive very well. You were too malnourished for that. But maybe they let you believe that your little wings that you have were for flying up in the sky. Maybe you thought that those little eyes were meant to be looking at the stars. Maybe you thought that that pretty mouth is meant to just talk nonsense all day. Maybe they haven't taught you that I am the one who is in charge here, and then once you meet someone like me, you are supposed to follow each direction you're given. No. I'm not going to let go of your neck because I know very well what I'm doing. Yes, you can struggle all you want, but I sure do hope that you keep your hands to yourself. Unless you want to have group number 2 taking care of you. Okay. I do not care. I do not mind at all that you can't speak properly, because all you need to do right now is open both eyes, both ears, and listen. So, when I brought you here to me, your little wings were meant to tidy my room. Your little eyes were meant to look straight into mine. And your little mouth, that's another story. But for now, you're meant to keep it shut. Unless you want horrible things to happen to you. Is this understood? So, you can now comprehend that you are not meant to have a free time during the night. You are meant to finish your tasks during the day. And then, if there is a single second left, if there is only one tiny bit of your precious time left, where you are considering it to spend it somehow, you come to me. You come to me and you ask, Alpha, Miss Alpha, what do you want me to do? How can I serve you? How can I be useful for you? Is that clear? No. I want to hear you repeat what I said. Alpha, Miss Alpha. Go on. I hope your memory is working well. You really need it, sunshine. Look at that. Look at that. Come on, don't take it so hard. It was just a little slap. You make some words here and there, but the message was apparently clear and
Alpha, news.
Just 1 second. Stay put. We haven't finished. Well, you haven't gone back to sleep. That's a good sign. You are improving. You know what? I had a little visitor. Yes, when I went outside, someone was waiting for me. May I ask if this brings back any memories? No. What an obvious answer. Let me ask again. Does this bring any memories to you? Does it? Because maybe I'm just losing my mind. Maybe I'm seeing ghosts. Maybe there are some nonsense stuff that I'm seeing or hearing. But I have a feeling this really, really gets you close to home. You see, that's the power of my hand. I can bring memories back so very easily. I don't even need the help of anybody else. So, now that this rings a bell, I'm curious. Care to explain? Christine. Christine. So, the little hairdresser, the maid with the hairdresser career that got frustrated. May I ask how this came to my hands? You don't know. You know, I hate having to ask twice. Normally, you would think that with the first time, people would get the message, but apparently, they don't. Oh, okay. So she gifted it to you. How did that happen exactly? I mean, how does an Omega get to have such close contact with a cleaner? I think you need some more inspiration to be more clear when you speak, or at least to give more details. Let me refresh your memory in another way, because otherwise people here will start thinking that I'm being a little bit unmerciful. And nobody wants a leader that is fully unmerciful. They want a leader who can be compassionate, forgiving. But what people do not understand is that those characteristics do not align well with survival. And what they really want to know is that if they want to survive, they should let go of any trace of civilization that is making them weak. Nobody is going to help weak people. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the greater order. Otherwise, the skilled ones could survive as much as the weak ones do. But you can clearly tell that is not the case. It has never been the case, and it will never be. So, what happened with this? Well, a little bird told me that you and Christine are establishing a very important friendship. Yes, of course, friendships are allowed. But once you are placed in another group, when you are an Omega, your only contact, human contact, is with me. And I think I already let you know about that. Yeah, I understand. Only hello and goodbye, wasn't it? I really want to ask you a question. Maybe it can come off as rude, but do you really think Do you really believe that somebody like her, especially like her, with such frustrated hairdresser dreams, with such an openness to help people, to make them feel good, could show up with a comb and not do some tasks related to the comb? You seem to be so nervous. Your eyes are following these little tiny scissors. So very quick. So very awake now. Why are you scared? I'm just trying to calm my nerves now. Is something bothering you? Well, look at that. Your knees are staggering. I think you should go back to bed. Unless you want another sedative. No, darling, I'm not that crazy. I mean, the sedative was only for your convenience because I couldn't have you just falling asleep on me. You seem to be so very stressed, and I wish I knew why. Have I given you any reasons to be stressed? So the only reason is that you want to be placed in a group. Well, I have good news and bad news for you. Which ones do you want to hear first? The good news. The good news is that you will end up in a group. Yes. You will end up in a group because I already know, I have already figured out that you are valuable, even with all your flaws. You are a very valid member and can help me out in the sanctuary. You want to know your number? No, sweetheart. You won't have a number. Why? Well, I don't recall Omegas having a number. I know. It's not a permanent position. Up until now. So I hope you take the new role with all the pride it should have. The good thing, as I said the first day, is that nobody will bother you, nobody will harm you. You will have the best medicine, the best food. And of course, I won't give you my leftovers anymore. You will have a plate of food for every meal, and it will be the most delicious one. The bad news. The bad news is that you're going to start your new role being completely bald. Oh, look at you panicking. My goodness. Imagine if I had placed you number 2. What a disgrace you could be. I haven't even started touching you, and you are so panicky. Why? Because, under my rules, Omegas were not supposed to be touched. And since your little beautiful hair was a temptation to be touched, then we should take care of that temptation, don't you think? Unless, of course, you want me to take revenge on Christine, to make her understand the rules and the protocol a little bit better. You're such a sweetheart. You wouldn't throw her under the bus because you know how hard it can be. Yes. So, I'm not going to bless you because you decided to be a good person, because you decided to put her needs and her survival first. No, darling, this is not a fairy tale. This is the real world. The one I told you about. The one where the weak ones do not get compensated. But they surely get in trouble. Stop whining and stop moving unless you want me to call number 2. Take this with pride. I'm making you pretty. I won't have any trouble with a little omega that has a little distasteful and disgraceful haircut. Plus, I may have a hairdresser inside of me as well. Come on. It's just hair. You will be fine. As long as I leave a couple of hairs here and there. So I can pull from it, you know. It would be a little ridiculous, but we will be okay. Don't worry. Plus, it's a good excuse and a good motivator for you not to go outside. Imagine that, going outside with no hats, with your skin all exposed like this. The coldness you're going to feel. Shush, I don't care. You had so many freaking nights to be responsible, to follow the protocol and be loyal to me. But you decided to go around and get yourself a little friend. Wasn't it enough with me? No, it wasn't. But now it will be. So, I'm going to... Shh. It's okay. It's okay. Man up. So, I'm going to give you a little chance here. If you ask for forgiveness the way you're supposed to ask for it, I won't keep cutting your hair, and I won't continue breaking your skin. Yes, because I could continue with that so very easily. Don't you test me. So, you have 10 seconds to ask and be convincing. And what else? What else? Don't worry, I wasn't going to count. I'm just holding the scissors in my hand. Okay. That sounds good. And you certainly know how to compliment Alpha. Don't worry. I will get you a really, really pretty wool hat to place on top of your little head, so you don't have to feel so very ridiculous and funny. After all, we don't want people to think that Alpha has acquired such a poor taste that she's taken a permanent omega with her, like this. But you know what the good thing is, darling? No more scissors, don't worry, no more scissors. The scissors are going right in my pocket. Now, you know what the good thing is? No, you don't. Well, the good thing is that after 3 or 4 months, your hair will be back to an acceptable state. Little sweetheart, you don't understand. You don't. This means that for 3 or 4 months, you are going to survive. Because I really want to see this pretty face shine again and be well framed again. Now, I'm feeling generous today, only for today. So, if you really want to have a night out inside the sanctuary, you can go and visit Christine and chit chat with her. I have a feeling seeing you like this will be very enlightening for her. Take care, sweetheart, and get ready for dinner, because it's your first meal. That is not going to be a leftover. Am I not so very nice? Am I not? Yes, of course. And don't you worry